Well guys, thanks for clicking on the video. If you like my channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell at the end. All the likes are really appreciated. Well, I'm really feeling like Groundhog Day now. This is about the fourth time I've shot this video regarding my Benchmade knife collection. I've either had bad light, bad sound, wind, or the neighbours cutting the grass in the background. So hopefully this take is going to be the one, because I'm getting fed up with it now. So let's crack on and say a prayer that the light and the sound and everything works out this time, because I appreciate you guys watching. So this is my Benchmade knife collection, and believe it or not, we have got nigh on 900 euros plus worth of knives sitting here on the floor. So I'll go through my little collection and which ones I like and what I don't like about them, which is really nothing, to be honest. Let's kick it off with the Benchmade Bushcrafter limited edition Civet version. So I believe this was a limited edition made by Benchmade in the US. It's called the Civet version, I believe, because it's got this beige coloured composite handle. I think the normal version has a green handle on it. And this is generally a great bushcraft knife, a great knife for kicking about in the garden, a great knife if you want to go into the woods and make yourself a makeshift shelter, cut wood, whittle wood, or even split wood for that matter. You'll see the thickness of the blade here. You can actually put this knife onto a piece of sawn wood, hit it on the top with another piece and actually split wood with it. It's so hardy, this knife. So that's it there. And it comes with this, I think they call it a Kydex sheath. For me, it's just like plastic, to be honest. You can get a leather one from the US if you want to spend another $200 or whatever plus import. For me, I haven't really found it necessary, because to be honest, I would never carry the knife on my belt anyway. I normally have it in my backpack if I go out into the woods anywhere. So I find the Kydex sheath is just more than ample. So that's the knife there, and it's got the Civet marking on it, which is the design. I think it's a limited edition. The knife comes with an S30V blade. You can see there how nicely milled the knife is. It's got the Benchmade logo on that side. There's a lovely point there where you can put your thumb, depending on whether you are right-handed or left-handed. It's got a really good grip to it. You can see how beefy that blade is along there. So that knife is probably my least used knife, to be honest. I don't do a lot of bushcrafting, that sort of stuff. I just bought it because I got rid of my Gerber. So that was what I replaced the Gerber with. But it's a really, really nice, well-made knife, that, and it'll probably last a lifetime, that, I would imagine. Look after it. I've got a short black lanyard on it, and that knife I believe costs around about 295 euros, and the knife along with the sheath weighs in at around about 290 grams. So for that reason, it's not a knife that I'd want to take backpacking with me. I can think of a lot of other things I would want to put in my backpack for a weight penalty of almost 300 grams, apart from a knife. So it's more like a knife, as I say, to use in the garden, to use bushcrafting, that sort of thing. But it's not really a backpacking knife, in my opinion, unless you are doing backpacking stroke bushcrafting at the same time. So my next, probably most used knife out of the whole collection is the Mini Bugout, also made by Benchmade. And this comes with the orange scales. You can get different coloured scales if you want them. For me, I quite like the orange because I can see the knife easily in my little diddy bag where I keep all my cables and everything. It's easy to find. And I believe this knife came with the concealed carry clip, so it slips right down inside your jean pocket, doesn't really stick out. I've put on this short lanyard with a little toggle thing on the end there, and yeah, it's a beautiful little knife that I'll show you in comparison with the size of my hand there. You see it's quite small. It weighs in at 45 grams, and I think one of these will set you back around about 195 euros, and just flicks out like that. I keep them well oiled. It's got a really smooth action on it. It locks open with that slider there, so it's locked open when you're using it. And although you'll see the blade is a lot finer than the Bushcrafter, obviously it's still a reasonably strong knife. I mean, I've never had any problems cutting bits of wood. I use it for food, cutting meal packets open, cutting string, whatever I really need to cut with this knife when I'm out backpacking, it's more than adequate for. I always have it next to me when I go to sleep, just in case. You never know who's creeping up on you in the night, but it's a nice little knife just to have there by the bedside. And at 45 grams, it's not really that much of a weight penalty to take on the backpacking trip. So out of the three, I would say that's probably the Benchmade knife that I use the most. You can see how smooth the action is on it there. And the next one we have here is the Benchmade Mini Freak Carbon. Now, it took a lot to get this knife, to be honest. I didn't tell the missus, because it's this knife is just under 400 euros, which is a lot of money for an everyday carry knife, but it is just such a beautiful knife, this. I mean, look, it comes with the S90V blade there, so you've got a much higher quality stainless steel blade. Incidentally, all of these Benchmade knives are razor sharp out of the box. You've got to be really careful with them. You'll cut yourself as soon as look at them. That's how sharp they are. You've really got to be careful with them. So this knife didn't come with this recessed clip. It came with a clip that went down from there, which meant there was about 1 centimetre sticking out my jeans. So that was an extra that I got from America at a cost of around about $50 with the import. And you just change it over with those two screws. And I think it is handed or sided, so you can change the clip onto that side if you want. But it is just such a smooth action knife, this. Very similar to the Mini Bugout. It's got the same sort of locking mechanism there, which just locks the knife open. It's never failed to lock when I've opened it. It's got ergonomic handle there. You can hold it there. I use this more for everyday carry, to be honest. Opening boxes, cutting stuff when I'm out and about, that sort of thing. Don't really use it for whittling wood or cutting wood or anything like that, but there has been occasions I've had to use it for something like that when I've been doing a bit of DIY, to be honest. But that is it, the Mini Freak Carbon. And that knife weighs in at about 85 grams, so it's not too much of a weight penalty. But for me, it's just such a beautiful knife. In fact, it could be said that this is the best Benchmade knife that has ever been made on a bench at Benchmade. It flicks out lovely. You can actually do it all with one hand. Could actually sit here all day and just flick it in and out if you wanted to. Absolute beautiful knife, that. So I guess the $6 million question is, if I could only have one Benchmade knife, which one would it be? Well, guys, I have to be honest with you, it would have to be the Mini Freak Carbon. Purely because it's 85 grams. If I didn't have my mini Bugout, I would use this as a backpacking knife. The weight penalty isn't a lot. It's just beautifully made, and it's a perfect little everyday carry knife in my opinion. So the Mini Freak Carbon for me gets the vote, albeit I'm really happy to have it in my Benchmade collection. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Hope you've enjoyed my little knife review of the 3 Benchmade knives. Don't forget, if you like my channel, click and subscribe. It's always appreciated. Take care.